Hi, I'm Fred Hoiberg, head men's basketball coach for the University of Nebraska. First of all, I would like to thank the American Heart Association for having me be part of the Heart and Stroke Ball. I am a heart disease survivor, like millions of people around the world. I was born with an aortic bicuspid valve, and I found out about that when I was in college at Iowa State University. I didn't really think much of it all the way through my college career and for the majority of my NBA career. What really, I guess, saved my life is when I found out that that bicuspid valve had led to an aortic aneurysm. When I went in for a life insurance exam when I was playing for the Minnesota Timberwolves in my 10th year in the NBA, I was rejected for a life insurance policy. When the season was over, our team doctor with the Timberwolves sent me to the Mayo Clinic just to be sure. He thought that everything would be fine. We knew about my bicuspid aortic valve, and he thought that my heart might have been a little bit enlarged just because of being a professional athlete. When I went up to the Mayo Clinic, my wife and I went up and I went through a battery of tests, did an echocardiogram, an MRI, an EKG, a stress test. And when I went back in the next morning and met with a world-renowned cardiologist at the Mayo Clinic, my world flipped when he told me that I had a life-threatening condition that needed open heart surgery and needed it soon. I had just had the best year of my life in the NBA. I led the NBA in three-point shooting at almost 49%. Helped a team that was contending for a championship with the Timberwolves and was a big part of that team. I had 4 young kids under the age of 6. So when I found out that I was going to have a procedure that most people associate with their grandparents, it was very difficult to accept. At first, it was denial. I didn't want to believe that I had to go in and go through an operation where they cracked my chest open and fix this heart condition. After I came to terms, after talking to several specialists, I knew that I needed that procedure. I had my surgery on June 28th of 2005 to correct my aortic aneurysm, which basically was going through the heart, opening up my sternum, taking out a chunk of the aorta and replacing it with a Dacron graft. That first surgery, they spared my valve. They said that was my best chance of going back and resuming my NBA career, which I fully expected to do. A couple days after the surgery, which was very tough, I lost about half my blood. It was an 8-hour operation, had a lot of complications. They came in and rushed to my bed when I was in the middle of the night, and they put a box on my chest. What I found out the next morning is my heart had gone out of rhythm, and they put a temporary pacemaker to help my heart beat and to get me back in rhythm. They thought my natural rhythm would come back. It never did. They had to implant a pacemaker, which sits right here between my shoulder and chest muscle, and I'm 100% paced. Every time my heart beats, it's because of this pacemaker, which is incredible to me that I am able to do what I love to do in as stressful and strenuous a job as I have and feel normal. And, you know, the American Heart Association is a big part of that, to raise the funds and to raise awareness to help people like me that live with heart disease live out a dream and do what I love to do. After about 10 years after I had that first valve, I was coaching at Iowa State University. We were upset in the NCAA tournament in the first round after being a lot of people's pick to win a national championship that year. What I found out that I had was the valve that they had spared in the first surgery had started to leak. I had severe regurgitation. And we'd monitored that over time. And after we lost that, I was on an operating table about 2 weeks after getting my valve replaced. What they did, they put in an Onyx mechanical valve, and basically now after that second operation, I have to take a blood thinner. I take a warfarin 8 milligrams every day to make sure that my blood thinness is proper and I can lead a normal life. So here I am today, heart disease survivor, 2 open heart surgeries. I'm on my second pacemaker. I had a very severe infection after that second surgery where I passed out and was rushed back to the operating room where I had about a liter of fluid that accumulated in my pericardium, but I survived it. And, you know, I'm thankful for everything that the American Heart Association is all about. You know, to be able to have events like this, to take part in heart walks, to raise the awareness, to raise the funds to where people like me can live a normal life. 30 years ago, 40 years ago, I would have been plugged into a wall. with my pacemaker. But technology is here today where it is because of events like this and galas like this. And I'm proud to be a part of it, and I appreciate the opportunity to tell my story and hopefully help other people along the way in their path if they do have heart disease, which is the #1 killer in the world today. So thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to be here tonight, and go Big Red.